Okay, part two. But now I'm in the car, so hopefully this does not sound like I'm driving through a tunnel, and my apologies for sharing the second video in the car, but I figured let me get the video done, and once I get home, both of the kids will be home, and I really don't want to share a whole lot when they are home. Okay, so where I left off last video was that I had the biopsy done and there was only two possible outcomes. So, okay, my biopsy was done on January the 20th, which was a Thursday. And I was not anticipating hearing back from my specialist until I was thinking the following Wednesday or Thursday. I got a call Monday while I was at school, and I already had this thought process of, if I get a call at school, I'm not going to pick up the phone because I don't want to hear anything negative, because I still had a full day to teach, and I'm teaching third graders, 8 and 9-year-olds, so I have to be in a good headspace and, just be ready for the day. It's funny, again, how God works, because he just, his timing is just perfect. And so the phone rang during my only prep period on Monday. And it was, the area code of where I see the doctor, and I thought, oh, don't pick it up. But then I thought, I can't wait all day. I need to know. So as soon as I heard from the doctor, I was not anticipating my results so quickly. And so when I heard the doctor's voice, he sounded a bit upbeat, and I thought, okay, that's good. And he said, asked me how my day was going. I hope I had a good weekend. So small talk. And then he just said it. He said, listen, the results were not what we were hoping for. And as soon as he said that, I kind of, I didn't break down, but it was almost like the air was lifted out of my lungs, like, and he briefly went into a little snapshot of information. And I told him, I said, Dr. Deal, I'm at school right now. Is it okay if I call you after the day is done, because I really need to be in a good place to finish out this day? And he said, absolutely. So at that moment, I went and I told my principal the news, and she started crying. And I was fine up until I saw her cry. And then I cried, not even because of the diagnosis, but because I was making somebody else cry. I got emotional, and we prayed together. And then she said, go home. And I said, no. I said, it's not going to serve me any right going home. I need to be here with my kids. So I pulled myself together, and I went back in the classroom, and I taught, and I finished out the day. And that's when I went home and I told Joey, and he received the news really, really well. I think because he was feeding off of my strength and my positivity, that maybe he would feel differently, and he didn't tell me, but he was very positive. He was strong. He didn't break down. So he kind of matched where I was, in regards of, just being strong. I then called the doctor, and we got a little more insight. And what I was diagnosed with is something called invasive ductal carcinoma, IDC. This is the most common of breast cancers. 80% of them are treated and you're fine. So that was all very good information. I also learned after I got the diagnosis, that whole week I went back and forth with getting testing done. I had to get genetic testing done, blood work done. The following week I got a MRI done. And so it was like, boom, boom, boom with tests. We did find out that I am estrogen and progesterone positive, both 99%, and HER2 negative, which was great. I was very happy to hear that I was HER2 negative. Now, because it is estrogen positive, my estrogen is feeding the tumor. So one of the treatment plans that we are discussing right now is going on something called tamoxifen, and that is a hormone suppressant. So basically it's going to do its best to kind of stop the estrogen from feeding the tumor, and it causes your body to go into menopause. So that's it. I mean, listen, do I want to go through menopause in my early 40s? No. However, I'm very happy to know that I can stop my monthly cycle. Like, I'm trying to find this silver lining in every situation. And I was like, well, that's a good thing. You know, I'm not thrilled about the side effects and the hot flashes, but not having my monthly friend is a very good thing. So again, I'm trying to be upbeat about it, positive. And there's still a lot that I'm learning. And I already said to myself, God, I feel like this is like a free counseling session. So I already said to myself, I will not Google anything. I won't. I don't Google much, if anything at all. I did Google IDC once, because if you go into Google and you type anything in, it's going to tell you that you're dying and that one foot is in the casket. So I already said I'm going to listen to what the doctors tell me, and that's it. I'm not going to listen to anything else but the doctors, and I'm not going to read anything or Google anything or anything on the internet. It's not happening. And so far, I've pretty much stuck to that. So hold on for just a second. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm going through a toll booth. So that's kind of where we're at right now. The genetic testing has been completed. I was informed that could take about 3 weeks to a month, and we're right there. So the genetic testing will really determine a whole lot going forward. You know, hopefully everything comes out clear as far as carrying any cancer type gene. I especially want that for my kids. So we're in the beginning stages, and everything is on the table right now. The 3 options I have at this time are opting for lumpectomy. If I do have a lumpectomy, then I will have to have about 5 to possibly 7 weeks of radiation 5 days a week, still on the tamoxifen. There's pros and cons to that. A single mastectomy is an option. However, my doctor doesn't always think that that's the best thing, because you're kind of like, you're not leveled, right? Like, you're not leveled. So a double mastectomy is also on the table. Now, I have not come to terms with one or the other at this time. It's a very personal choice. It's a very big choice, because if you opt for a lumpectomy with radiation, that's wonderful. However, due to our family history of breast cancer, due to the density of my breast, due to having multiple biopsies, my young age, and now the cancer diagnosis, every year going forward would be walking on eggshells going into my mammogram ultrasound. And now they're saying that they, in addition to that, they want an MRI done every year as well. I don't know how I would do emotionally, possibly hearing that there's a cancer a second time. And they did say if cancer did come up a second time, they would absolutely go for a mastectomy. So that's a lot to deal with. Or do you just go for the double mastectomy, and my likelihood of recurrence is drops down to 0 to 2%. Like, whereas my occurrence right now, the likelihood of reoccurrence, I was given 10 to 15% if I just opt for the lumpectomy. So, you know, you never want to take the chances with anything like this reoccurring. So everything's still on the table. I just haven't come to terms with one or the other, and it's just waiting and being silent and, you know, holding on to my faith and asking for guidance and coming to peace with whatever decision I make. So that is where we are as of right now. Yes, I did get a second opinion, and the second specialist I saw was in total agreement with the first specialist as far as everything, the treatment, everything that I was told, reading about all of the results from all my tests. It was like the same exact visit all over again. So I know that the first specialist that I saw, Dr. Deal, he's right on with everything that he suggested. So that's where we are. And at this time, what I'm going to do is wait for we're getting a second read on the MRI, because what I was told is on the MRI, there's a couple more areas of concern. And whoever, I don't know, the person that reads an MRI, I don't know the title of them, but as it read in my report is that most likely or more than likely, and this specialist said, I don't want to see more than likely, I want to know for sure if it's one thing or the other. So they're going to do a second read on the MRI because there's a couple little additional areas of concern. And we're also going to wait on the genetic testing. And once we get those two, they're really going to guide us a lot as to what we decide to do. And then the final thing is chemo, as of right now, is not needed. However, they will be doing a lymph node biopsy when they either do the lumpectomy or they do the mastectomy. And based off of the lymph node biopsy results, that will really determine if we have to do chemo. So there's some uncertainty still. And that's understandable. So, medical journeys are not always finite, and nothing is ever, 100% concrete and black and white. There are some gray areas, and I'm just riding the wave out right now and just taking it day by day, just maintaining a positive attitude, and just finishing up my last week of teaching, and then focusing on my health and my kids, and that's about it. So thanks for hanging in there. I know these two videos were very long. Sorry if I bored you, but I promise any posts going forward or videos are not too in depth. I just wanted to give all the knowledge or the information I could up front, and hopefully I can encourage anyone watching this to make sure you're doing your self-checks, be an advocate for yourself. And if you have, if you feel that mammograms are not enough, push for an ultrasound. I know not all insurances will cover it, but it's your health, and it's important that you fight for, what you feel, and always listen to your body. Always get your annual checkups, your primary, your OB, dentist, everything. Just stay on top of your health, because that's really the only thing that keeps us going. So with that being said, thank you again for listening, and I guess I will see you in the next video or post. And thanks for the support and encouragement, and have a wonderful day.